Hi everyone, I'm Miss Kraft.
And I'm Miss Hanley.
And we are talking to the students who are just about to finish 6th grade and become
7th graders.
All right, we are going to talk about the summer reading project. We have a very good choice for you guys to read, but the focus is in choosing the book that would interest you the most. We don't want you to choose the smallest book. We want you to go for one that you would enjoy and have an easier time doing the project with. So what we're going to do is we're going to quickly run down the list of the books. Your teacher should have by now given you the list. You should have it in front of you. And what you want to do as we go through this summaries of these books, make a little mark next to books you might be interested in, and that way you know which books you can get, or maybe you never know, we might have a copy to give to you. Okay, so we're going to begin right now.
Awesome. So let's start with The Compound. The Compound by S.A. Bodine is a dystopian fiction about a young boy and his family who start to live in an underground bunker when a nuclear attack happens. But there's a huge twist that I definitely didn't see coming. And yeah, it's a wild ride of a story.
Definitely. One of my favorites, one of the kids' favorites from years past. The next one is One Crazy Summer. And this one talks about some girls who've never really known their mom. And they end up going out during the time period of the Civil Rights Movement out to actually see their mom. And they have a very interesting and another kind of crazy experience during that time in getting to know a mom they never knew before, and also understanding the social context of what was going on during that time. Really good book.
One Crazy Summer by Rita Williams Garcia constitutes as a historical or realistic fiction. Next up is Origin by Jessica Khoury. This is another science fiction book about a girl who grows up in a secret laboratory hidden deep in the Amazon rainforest. Totally wild. Absolutely love the premise. She starts to figure out who she is, and she plans an escape from the secret laboratory.
Exactly, and there is some sort of special ability in there that you will discover in that book. So it is very awesome read if you guys would like that. The next one is Touching Spirit Bearer by Ben MIKAELSEN. This is for students who like more outdoorsy kind of books. This young man has a severe anger issue that he has to deal with, or people will continue to get hurt in his life. And this shows what he has to do, what steps he has to take despite his past to deal with his anger. Some very graphic types of things in there in the wilderness, but definitely an adventure book. Also just deep soul searching in dealing with issues in your life.
Another realistic fiction as well. Okay, next up is Under the Blood Red Sun by Graham Salisbury. This is a historical fiction novel that is set during World War II about a young boy, I believe, who was born in Hawaii, but his parents and grandparents were born in Japan, which does make him a target for some discrimination against him. And so it's about his experience being a Japanese American in Hawaii during World War II and the events that happened historically in that time period.
Very good. The next one is When You Reach Me by Rebecca Stead. And this one is interesting because it starts off as sort of like a realistic fiction, but then it spirals into something that's a little sci-fi.
It's like a mystery, right?
It is. Yeah. It is a mystery, and it deals with friendships and how you deal with arguments in life and guilt if you do something to your friend. It's pretty interesting, and it has a massive twist at the end. So if you're curious, this is the book to read. Okay?
Next up is one that I'm actually reading right now. BIONIC by SUZANNE WEYN is about a girl who she seems to be living a pretty normal life, a lacrosse player, a guitar player or singer in a band, when she is involved in a horrific car accident that leaves her armless and legless, and has to have a very experimental surgery in order to save her life and, bring her back to quote unquote normal, except maybe she's not so normal after this surgery. It's a really interesting book, kind of sci-fi, but also kind of like realistic when it comes to the character and what she has to deal with and what she has to go through. Really interesting book. Really like it so far.
Very intense. Another book that we have that we don't have in front of us right now.
Oh, yeah.
Is As Easy as Falling Off the Face of the Earth. And this is by LYNNE PERKINS. And basically, this book is an adventure book when a young man is supposed to go to a camp and he's on a train, gets off the train because he doesn't have cell phone reception, and the train leaves him in the middle of nowhere, okay, with no cell phone reception. So basically, if you're a kind of person who loves adventure, where this kid is just ending up here and there, it's humorous, but it also has a good point to it. And so definitely for our people who like to see some far-flinging adventure, this is the book for you. This is if you want to challenge yourself, we will let you do Dry by NEAL Schusterman, because it is a rather intense book.
Very intense.
Definitely a little bit higher level. I mean, you're really going to have to push it with the concepts. If you want to totally challenge yourself, go for Dry. I don't want to give you any more information other than if you could only imagine if the water completely turned off. Everything stops. What would it do to our society? So this is for those who really want to challenge themselves. This is an excellent, intense book.
Yeah, kind of dystopian, but also kind of a real world scenario too.
It could happen.
Yeah, totally.
Okay, so to sum it up, on the project, you were going to have to do a brochure similar to what you had to do before. You need to look at the guidelines. They are the same as your 6th grade project. Same type of things. It's in your packet that you have in front of you.
Read it.
Go ahead and read it and make sure you do a good job. Now, the thing about it is, when you come to 7th grade, this project is the first thing your new teacher is going to see. So you want to make sure you get a good start on it, read the whole book, and do an excellent job and show your skills to make a great first impression on your teachers. You have anything else you'd like to say?
No, I think that about covers it. I am so excited to see what projects you guys come up with. I really think that we've got a great selection of books here for all types of readers, for all interests. So pick out the one that you like the most, that you feel will grab you the most. And I think that as long as you're doing that, you'll do great on your project.
Okay, guys, see you in 7th grade.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye. Hi everyone, I'm Miss Hanley.
And I'm Miss Kraft.
And we are the teachers for 7th grade. We are going to be talking to you about the 7th grade advanced summer reading project and the books that are about it. So let's get started. Our first one is Dry by NEAL Schusterman. This book is so intense. Very big warning at the beginning of this book. A lot of big, very intense concepts come about, but it is super interesting. Dystopian fiction, but also kind of a realistic fiction could happen. Real world stuff could happen. So basically what happens in the book is that the taps run dry. The water stops coming out of the taps, and they aren't able to find any water in the area where they live. So it's all about these young people who have had water coming out of their showers and taps for their whole life, trying to figure out how to survive without that kind of resource.
Interesting to
Yes,
think about.
very interesting.
All right, the next book we have is more adventure action. This is called SKYJACKED, and as the name suggests, there are going to be some teenagers with all different kinds of personalities and backgrounds stuck on a private jet, and the jet is skyjacked and the pilot ends up getting killed. What do you do? Okay, the secrets are revealed. There's a whole plot twist behind it. This is an excellent keep you on the edge of your seat type of book. So I'd highly recommend this for those of you, again, who like action, adventure with a twist of mystery.
For sure. And this last one is Counting by Sevens by Holly Goldberg Sloan. And I don't know enough about this book to talk about it. So, Ms. Kraft, tell us about this book.
Okay, Counting by Seven. This protagonist in here is an only child, and she's adopted, and she is ultra brilliant, but sort of a social outcast. She has some issues as a result of her upbringing, and then she finds out that her parents get killed. So this is how some families, community come together to help this girl who really has no one left. And again, she is ultra brilliant, yet she needs to develop her social skills. This is a very heartwarming story. I absolutely loved it. One of my favorites that I've read in the past several years. So it's called Counting by Sevens, and I highly recommend it as well.
And don't forget your tissues.
Exactly, for sure. Now, with your project, for advanced, you're going to have 3 tasks you have to do. You have to do some comprehension analysis questions for any one of these 3 books that you choose. You have to do some sort of essay that goes with it. There's a prompt. And your third part is a creative element. Each one has a different type of creative task that you can do in a certain different way. So it's not all the exact same, but those are the 3 elements. And this differs from the project that you did before. So make sure that you read the guidelines very carefully. And again, you want to impress your teachers when you come in. When they look at your project, you want to have a complete, well done, well thought out, that we know you read the book, to impress us at the beginning of the year. So, good luck.
And don't forget to choose a book that you think is going to grab you, that is going to interest you. It's going to make it easier to read the book, number one, and your project for the book will actually end up being better if you like the book. So try to pick the one that you think you're going to be the most drawn to, that you're going to be most interested in, and that you'll actually read.
All right, see you guys later.
See ya. Bye.
Bye.